Next to enter the venue are the faculty representing the School of Engineering and the School of Natural Sciences. The final group to enter the venue is the official party, led by Chancellor Juan Sanchez Munoz.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Marjorie Zatz, and I'm the Interim Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost. I welcome all of you to the University of California, Merced's Fall School of Engineering and School of Natural Sciences Commencement. Yay! It is my pleasure to introduce Elizabeth Flores Watson to perform the national anthem. Elizabeth is graduating today and will earn her bachelor's degree in biological sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps if you're able.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Elizabeth. At this time, we invite you to take your seats, and it's now my great pleasure to welcome to the podium the Chancellor of the University of California, Merced, Dr. Juan Sanchez Munoz.
Thank you, Provost Zat, and thank you. Another round for Elizabeth. Good morning, welcome. Graduating students, family and friends, faculty and staff, university well-wishers to your fall 2023 commencement. Les doy las bienvenidas a todos a esta celebración. ¿Qué les va? Sale. The assembled leadership of UC Merced is with us this morning. Leaders, please stand and remain standing as I call all your names, and may I ask that you withhold your applause until all are standing. Let me begin again with Provost Dr. Marjorie Zatz, Nick Dugan, Vice Chancellor and Chief Information Officer, Dr. Charles Neese, Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, Dr. Dan Okoli, Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Luana Putney, Associate Chancellor and Chief of Staff to the Chancellor, Dr. Delia Sainz, Vice Chancellor and Chief Diversity Officer, Dr. Kurt Sneer, Vice Chancellor and Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Jillian Wilson, Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation, and Economic Development, Stella Nye, Chief Campus Counsel, Dr. Betsy Dumont, Dean of the School of Natural Sciences, Dr. Rakesh Goel, Dean of the School of Engineering, Dr. Brian Utter, Interim Vice Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Education, Dr. Harant Harashian, Vice Provost and Graduate Dean, Annette Roberts-Webb, Dean of University Extension, Dr. Thomas Hansford, Vice Provost for Academic Personnel, Dr. Christiana Spitzmuller, Vice Provost for Academic Affairs and Strategy, and finally, Dr. Patty Lee Wang, representing as Chair of the Academic Senate. Thank you all for witnessing this historic moment, UC Merced Falls 2023 Commencement Ceremony. Thank you. Indeed, the greatest satisfaction we have in the academic profession and enterprise is to guide our students as they learn, as they grow, as they graduate and move through their lives well beyond the university. So many outstanding faculty members have taught and mentored you, our students, and I'd like us to recognize these brilliant, magnificent educators and researchers for their commitment to excellence, your excellence, and for imparting their love of learning and knowledge to the graduates we are celebrating here this morning. So let me ask if you're a member of the University of California Merced faculty to please stand. Let's extend our gratitude. Thank you. Thank you very much. And let's also acknowledge the hardworking staff, many of whom you saw as you processed into this venue, the staff without whom no university succeeds, the staff without whom no student succeeds. So let's offer a round of applause to the staff at UC Merced. Thank you. Thank you all. Families and friends of these graduating students, I'd like us to also take a moment to recognize you, those in the audience, for your role, the role you've played in making this achievement, their achievement, possible. Your support has been essential, and I encourage our graduates today and throughout their lives and careers to give thanks to all those who have helped them along their journey, both personal and professional. So graduates, let me ask you to please stand up, turn around, and offer a round of applause for the people supporting you here this morning. Okay. Thank you very much. They got up early. Again, graduating students, congratulations and welcome to your commencement ceremony. Today is a day to focus on you and your success. Today we celebrate you and we look ahead with great enthusiasm for your bright future. Today you graduate from one of the great campuses of the greatest university system in the world. You've persevered through challenges and no doubt overcome obstacles, never more so than during the pandemic. And you leave UC Merced more prepared than ever to succeed in your lives and your careers. You're boldly setting out to contribute to a world that needs your ideas. It's a world that needs your problem solving. It's a world that needs your passion. It's a world that needs your willingness to explore and to create and to innovate. And some of you came to UC Merced with doubts to overcome and with many competing priorities in your life. And in particular, let me ask, if you happen to have to work while you were pursuing your education at UC Merced, if you worked to help pay for your schooling, let me ask you to just quickly stand up. And if you help support your family while you were pursuing your education, let me ask you to please stand up. Stay standing. And if you're a first-generation college student, let me ask you to please stand up. And for all those that transferred from a community college in California, let me ask you to please stand up. Now, if you had to overcome some kind of adversity to be here this morning, let me ask you to please stand up. That quiz, that should be all of you. Faculty, friends, and families, please join me again in celebrating this incredible class of graduates. Thank you all. Please be seated. Whatever your background, whatever your challenge, whatever your initial doubts, each and every one of you nurtured a faith in your ability. You did not lose the belief that you had something important to accomplish, and more importantly, something important to contribute. You've now seen your lives transformed and your futures opened wide by the attainment of a University of California degree. And let me assure you, that is a rare and properly celebrated achievement. Not everyone graduates from the University of California. And just look at what you've accomplished. You became learners, determined to shape your lives and the education and lives of others. Many of you for the first time in this environment. The intelligence and determination you brought to and amplified on our campus, and many of you through service learning in our community will continue to serve you throughout your lives and continue to burnish the reputation of this magnificent institution. Whatever your next step, embrace that intrepid spirit that is emblematic of UC Merced and the Bobcat spirit. It's not a campus that's been around for 100 years, but it's making an impact like no other. And you're an example. You're the enfleshment of that impact. My role today as Chancellor of UC Merced, and indeed my great honor, and I mean that quite sincerely, my great honor, is to congratulate each and every one of you on behalf of this magnificent university, its exemplary faculty, and its wonderful staff and alumni. And also, it is with heartfelt joy to you and your loved ones, and with great hope for our shared future, our shared future, that I say again, congratulations and go Bobcats. Thank you. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce today's distinguished keynote speaker. Let me read a little bit about Ted Mitchell, and then I'll say something at the end that's a bit more personal. Dr. Ted Mitchell is president of the American Council on Education, a major coordinating body for the nation's colleges and universities, creating policies and sharing best practices for higher education. It is arguably one of the most important bodies in higher education that exists. And it has tremendous impact on what happens across the landscape of higher education, and he's the president of it. From 2014 to 2017, Dr. Mitchell served under President Obama as Undersecretary of Education, responsible for initiatives that focused on historically black colleges and universities and minority-serving institutions and the federal financial aid, which many of us in this room benefited from. During his time in the Department of Education, he and his team reinstated Pell Grants for incarcerated adults, created the college scorecard, and restored millions of dollars to students that were defrauded by their institution. He literally helped orchestrate, was the architect of people completing their education by institutions that they've been defrauded by. Dr. Mitchell has served as the president of Occidental College, vice chancellor and dean of UCLA Graduate School of Education and Information Studies, professor and department chair at Dartmouth College, and member of the Stanford University Board of Trustees. He's also been the chief executive officer of New School Venture Fund, a venture philanthropy that invests in K-12 innovation to support low-income students, schools, and communities, and president of the California State Board of Education. Here is a life of public service to public education, students and their families, and was the dean of the College of Education when I was a student there, completing my PhD. And he was just as authentic and sincere and kind and brilliant and magnificent as he is today. Dr. Mitchell also earned his PhD from Stanford and was Phi Beta Kappa. But to many of us, he was the example of what we wanted to become should we remain in this space. And he's just a wonderful leader in higher education. Please join me in welcoming ACE President Dr. Ted Mitchell.
Thank you, Juan. Chancellor, it's difficult for me to make that transition. All of us who are parents know that the most important thing that we can do is help our children be who they want to be and to achieve great things. As teachers, all of us who are teachers and faculty have that same goal for our students. And if I have played just the tiniest bit in Juan's trajectory, then I've fulfilled my mission as a teacher. So Juan, thank you for having me today. And thanks all of you for being here. Sorry, got a little choked up there. So here's the deal. Juan spoke very eloquently about you and about this institution, and I want to say a little bit more. And I want to quote Chancellor Muñoz. As Juan has said, UC Merced has created a record and reputation unparalleled in American higher education in research, teaching, public service, social mobility, and economic uplift. And here's the important part. No other university has risen so far, so fast, and with an impact far beyond its years. He's right. He is absolutely right. There is no university in America, I would argue in the world, that has moved so quickly from a spare plot of land in the middle of California to the academic, cultural, civic excellence that UC Merced has. Juan has described you as a part of that. I'll go one step further and to say that you are a reason for that. Your presence here, your work here, the impact that you have made is a part of the accelerator that drives UC Merced forward. You reflect the same strengths, scrappiness, you're hungry, you're grabbing the future with joy and passion and determination, just like this institution. And like this campus, as Juan mentioned, yours has not been an easy journey. You are one of what we will come to know as the COVID generation, and you have persevered against loss in family and community. You've persevered against economic dislocation. You've persevered against, more recently, political efforts to cripple our commitments to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you have persevered beyond the Supreme Court decisions that, among other things, restrict voting rights and restrict reproductive rights. Yet, here you are, and here we are, and here this great institution is. You have prevailed against those odds, and you begin the next phase of your incredible journey. My son graduated from college last spring, and so I have handy a list of bits of advice that I gave him. There are 75 items on this list. And so if somebody wants to just tick them off and keep score, that would be great. But seriously, I won't do all 75 for you. You get the 5, the top 5. So Chancellor Munoz spoke about the first one. The first one is believe in yourself. Do you remember that moment when you were coming here and you walked into a classroom? For me, it was calculus. And you looked around and you went through the first couple of discussions and said, what the heck am I doing here? Well, guess what? We all had that. We all said that. And we all overcame it. And you better than most. And so as you look out upon what's next, do not ever ask again, do I belong? Do not ever ask again whether this is for me. Do not ever ask again, can I do this? The answer to all of those questions is yes. Remind yourself that there is no room in which you do not belong, and there's no road that you cannot travel. 2, nurture your own well-being. You know, when you're flying on the airplane and you're going through the safety check and the flight attendant says, put your mask in case we need oxygen, put your mask on first and then attend to others. Well, that's actually pretty good advice. You won't be able to achieve your greatest success if you aren't careful for yourself and to care for your own well-being. If there's anything we learned during COVID, it's that we really do have to nurture our own emotional, physical, and mental health. And so that would be my second piece of advice. When you find yourself in trouble, when you find yourself at a loss, figure out how to help yourself get back on track. Number 3, which is a part of that, is remember your roots. They are deep and they are strong. Your family, your community represented here today with you, your friends, they will sustain you, they will inspire you, and they'll comfort you, and most of all, they'll remind you of the why of who you are. Number 4, build strong networks. There's this funny myth in traditional American culture that we are a nation of individuals and that we are rugged and will persevere and reach our goals alone. Well, it's always been a myth. It's never been true. And we need to embrace the truth that we do everything together. We succeed together. We succeed with each other. And so I encourage you to embrace the creation of broad and strong networks that go beyond your roots, that go into new areas and new explorations. And that leads me to the 5th and final tidbit, which is to stay kind and stay curious. Listen before you judge Ask before you answer, and keep your mind and hearts open, as the Chancellor said. For this is how we learn, and this is how we grow, not just when we're in school, but throughout our lives. So those are the first 5. We could go on. They're more typical. Eat your vegetables, pay your rent, be sure to call your mom. But I'll leave it at those 5. And with one further thought. Today, that there are those in American society who question the value of higher education. And I really, really wish they were here with us today to see what I see, to see what you all see, to feel what you feel. I see our future as a nation in front of me. I see a great university in front of me and with me up here on stage. Both the university and the nation propelled by commitments to opportunity to everyone, not just a select few. And the future for the nation, for the university, and for each of you is bright. But I want to be clearer. That future is bright not just for you, but because of you. Please accept my congratulations and Godspeed.
Thank you again, Dr. Mitchell. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce today's student speaker, Ms. Linda Jerome. Ms. Jerome is a double major in biological sciences and psychology from Mountain House. During her time on campus, she founded the UC Merced chapter of Vida Volunteer, an international pre-health service learning program. She also served as president of the campus's Catholic Newman Club and as a STEM Center biology tutor. She was a member of the Archery Club. Okay. And she studied abroad in Scotland for 1 semester. She was a student researcher in Professor Ben Liu's lab and also was part of the Center for Cellular and Biomolecular Machines and a CSIP summer fellowship program participant on our campus. After graduation, she aspires to be a physician. Well, that's wonderful, because we aspire to have a medical school one day. Yeah. And plans to apply to medical school as well. Please join me in welcoming Linda Jerome.
Thank you, Chancellor Munoz. Good morning, esteemed faculty, fellow classmates, proud parents, and family members. Congratulations, UC Merced Bobcats. We stand here today accomplished as scientists and engineers with degrees from a prestigious institution. The 4 or more years of hard work, perseverance, and determination is now bundled up into the Bachelor of Science degree that we now possess. But we must never forget that perseverance that it took, which led each one of us to our accomplishment today. I stress the word perseverance with good cause. I vividly recall a research writing assignment in my first semester here when I wrote on the topic of perseverance of minority groups in STEM. After reviewing an extensive amount of research papers, what I came across was surprising. Any group that is a minority within STEM, which includes me, a woman, has increased rates of dropping out of STEM majors. The most prevalent reasons are due to financial struggles, racial discrimination, and gender discrimination. In other words, minority groups were kept from persevering due to external reasons. Here at UC Merced, however, we strive to nurture a culture of kindness and respect towards everyone. UC Merced has provided us with opportunities and resources that enhanced our perseverance to reach our goals. From the student jobs on campus that we took part in, to the various organizations that we joined to form community, UC Merced has nurtured our perseverance to accomplish great things in every aspect along the way. You have persevered thus far. You have juggled the rigorous courses, part-time jobs, internships, and extracurriculars, all while navigating through your own personal obstacles in life. Your ability to persevere is displayed today by your accomplishment. UC Merced had welcomed us into its hands and has now built and shaped us to shine bright in our future endeavors. I now leave to you a piece of advice. As you exit this chapter of your life, continue to shine bright, persevere in your goals, and never give up. Losing is like a bruise. It will eventually fade away. Quitting, however, is like a scar. It will always remain within you. Lastly, I would like to thank my parents, Jerome and Agnes, my friends, my siblings, and UC Merced. I couldn't have done all that I have without all of you. Thank you, and once again, congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Linda, very much. Graduates, we are now at the moment you've been waiting for, the conferral of your degrees. The degrees conferred by the University of California attest to scholastic achievement and thus represent the fulfillment of the university's primary responsibility of teaching. As a reminder, degrees will be officially awarded following certification by the Office of the Registrar that all requirements have been satisfied. That said, it is now time for the conferral of the baccalaureate degrees. Today, we will confer nearly 200 degrees, and the candidates will be recognized as they cross the stage. At this time, I'd like to invite Chancellor Munoz and Dean Gold from the School of Engineering to the podium for the conferral of baccalaureate degrees. And I thank you all for your patience as we recognize each of our graduates.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Engineering please rise if you are able to? Chancellor Munoz, I'm honored to present the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Engineering.
Thank you, Dean Goyle. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you your baccalaureate degree with all the insignia, rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Bachelor's degree recipients, please take your seats and proceed to the stage as your row is invited to the platform.
Now presenting the baccalaureate degree recipients for the School of Engineering. Alison Areli Lopez Contreras. Balraj Singh Basra. Brian John Barrera Vertusio. Stanley Utah Karhi. Diego Rodolfo Barraza. Carlos Emilio Lopez Pagan. Alexander Minton. Alejandro Lilson. Alex Joseph Hartzler. Daisy Barueta. Isha Sarfraz. Tyler Scott Armstrong. Sarah Nicole Padilla. Marco Antonio Garcia Jr. Eduardo Fabian. Andrew Jacob Starkman. Efrain Lopez. Carlos A. Diaz Diaz Jr. Joseph Taptong Priester. Giovanni Ruiz Borales. Abel Alexis de la Torre Fuentes. Angela Alondra Rosales. Emily Anaí Gomez. Andy Hernandez Torres. Andrew Valdivias Romero. Dathan Elijah Hansel. Adrian Alexander Buitron Boada. Manuel Alejandro Macias. Eduardo Barreto Mendoza. Andrew Corby Plata. Bai Si Gua. Sandra Hernandez Gonzalez. Janet Reyes Zamora. Tiffany Morga Duarte. Anthony Lee Pino. Daniela Paola Reyes Aguilar. Clarissa Zaragoza Duran. Elisa Jolene Olszewski. Andrea Elizabeth Moran. Benjamin Ryan Crawford. Adam Jacob Crawford. Ricardo Pimentel Jr. Julian Angel Hernandez. Vincent Luxemund Filipinas Jr. Christopher Ryan Freisen. Giovanni Gonzalez. Talha Shah. Sahus Nulu. Margarito Avila. Christian Urbina, Leonel A. Paredes Barrera, Angela Flores, Dulce Maria Monje Alcazar, Jessica Lynn Hilbolt, John Paul Betbabanta, Lorenz King, Serena Lorraine Arzabal, Jonathan Rafael Leon Rios, Andrew H. Lynn, Seth William Doherty, Brandon M. Party, Dominic Ishmael Ramos Soriano, Andrew R. Moyeso, Ivan Tinoco, Christopher Fernando Gomez Celio, Brandon Angel Fernandez Rosales, Austin Mitchell Matthews, Mark Hennon,
Tig Maliki,
Gregory Kin Wong, Timothy Allen White, James Orrin Johnson, Jr., Ricardo Rodriguez, Luis Jesus Carrillo, Kevin Ortega Flores, Gonzalo Gonzalez Avila, Felipe Zamoripa Mendoza, Ariadne Jocelyn Castañeda, Alyssa Danielle Jones, Estrella Martinez Mendez, Yuriana Medina Fernandez, Christian Garcia, Stephen Choi, Alexis Adrienne Sanchez Partida, Juan Ignacio Castrejon, Luis Miguel Gatica Diaz, Cyan Dubiso Michael, Adrian Posadas, Alex V. Wynn, Kevin Torres Anaya, Gabriel Joseph Benavides III, Tejas Bartia, Stanley Young, Jackie Yu, John Felipe Galindo Espitia, Christian Balané Guillong, Alan Barajas, Cesar Uriel Villalobos, Leonel Adrain Esquivel Chi, Jesus Eduardo Beltran Munoz, Juan Pablo Hernández Maciel, Edgardo Feliciano Benito Argueta, This concludes the presentation of baccalaureate degree recipients for the School of Engineering.
At this time, I'd like to invite Chancellor Munoz and Dean Betsy Dumont from the School of Natural Sciences to participate in the conferral of baccalaureate degrees.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Natural Sciences please stand? Chancellor Munoz, I'm honored to present the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Natural Sciences.
Thank you, Dean Dumont. Now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you your baccalaureate degree with all the insignia, all the rights, honors, privileges, and all the responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Would the bachelor's degree recipients please take your seats and proceed to the stage as your row is invited.
Now presenting the baccalaureate degree recipients for the School of Natural Sciences. Linda Angelina Jerome, Kevin Martinez Canel, Ruben Cuenca Verceles Tejada, Elizabeth Coronado, Antonio Adeo da Silva, Miguel Angel Gomez, Ricardo Israel Vasquez Esquivel, Stephanie Isel Sanchez Jacinto, Roberto Perez Jr., Guadalupe Contreras Ortiz, Hannah Nicole Gallandes Magbual, Darling Yang, Evelyn Rachel Kwong, Felix Castañeda Jr., Trevor Christian Thompson, Kervin Alonzo Clue, Litzy Guadalupe Rubio Montano, Gabriela Cerón Gonzalez, Isabel Maldonado, Amanda Catherine Valdez, Maria Garcia Lopez, O. Mark Xiang, Elizabeth B. Flores Watson, Troy Nguyen Lee, Sal Ernesto Sanchez, Delivia Inouye, Julieta Noemi Munoz, Alana Sky Escalante, Diana Hernandez Conde, Yoselin Abigail Aceves, Ahmad Zachariah Arjmand, Arshiyan Ali Pabrai, Cheyenne Faith Woods, Victoria Osorio, Jennifer Aureli Estrada, Christopher Godinez, James Jordan Waterford, Eric Alexander Ramirez Olmos, Yaneli Tatiana Hernandez, Ivy Nicole Martinez, Vanessa Ramirez, Nicholas Ramirez, Edlin Micah Domonte Gabriel, Lucy Bella Carabedian, Owen B. Wong, Isabel Guadalupe Ramos, Kaylee Marie Betancourt, Salma Al-Badri, Elia Guadalupe Lopez, Kaylee Nicole Buenfil, Daphne Luz Juarez Gutierrez, Isabella Rosa Segarra, Miranda Magdaleno, Isabella Ma, Jennifer Hernandez Badillo, Melanie Teresa Aguilar, Josh Riley Duyette, Sean Tan Vuong, Arlen Jaleel Wizard, Jocelyn Pamela Cuevas Delgado, Sandy Marie Moreno, Andrew DeParine Rocco, Andrea Karina Mose, Christian Guevara Velmonte, Emily Marissa Gonzalez, Allison Idwayeritse Tuoyo, Adalexis Leon, John Raymond Acuna. Jiang Tan Chung. Jasmine Alejandra Mercado. Grace Yada Satana. Amy C. White. Cassandra Cardenas Rocha. Diego Rafael Salaya. Pamela Sidlali Diaz. Emily Teresa Tran. This concludes the presentation of baccalaureate degree recipients for the School of Natural Sciences.
Congratulations again, graduates. The tassel on your motorboard rests on the left side, symbolizing your candidacy for a bachelor's degree. Now, let me ask you to stand up and transfer it. From the left side to signify your transition from candidate to graduate. There you go. Wonderful. Now let me ask you, okay. Well, that's the kind of enthusiasm you want. Let me ask you to take your seats. We're going to be addressed by Randall Reda, who is a member of the class of 2011 and serves as UC Merced's Alumni Association President. Please welcome to the podium Dr. Reda as he welcomes you to UC Merced's Alumni Association. You're going to need this, Dr. Reda.
Good morning, Bobcats. I am honored to be here today as we celebrate your journey from students to alumni. You are joining a Bobcat alumni network that is now over 18,000 strong. Yep, there's that many of us. And a University of California community of more than 2 million graduates living and working around the world. With pride, I now present our alma mater. Welcome to the UC Merced Alumni Association.
In the soil a dream was planted, in the rich earth just a seed. The ground was toiled so tenderly to cultivate the best in me, and the seed grew to a garden as far as I can see. She welcomed me with open arms that gave life to my dreams. Her lantern's light shines so bright for the world to see.
Thank you all for joining us as we mark this momentous occasion in the lives of these rising leaders and scholars. We ask that you please remain at your seat while the Grand Marshal, the official party, the faculty and graduates leave the venue. Proud graduates, as you make your way from this ceremony, let your hard-earned knowledge and fond memories of UC Merced guide you as you embark on wherever your next journey leads. And while you may be graduating today, remember that you will always have a home at UC Merced. Remember that you are forever now a part of UC Merced, and that UC Merced is forever now a part of you. Una vez más, muchas felicidades. Once again, congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's commencement ceremony. Please remain seated until all graduates, faculty, and official party have exited the venue.